I just want you to know that I do not believe in New Year's resolutions. I just don't. I feel like New Year's resolutions have a shelf life of about 10 days, and that's about it. Once that 10 days is over, you've forgotten about that New Year's resolution. You're just going on with your day. I believe in resetting your intentions for the year. That's what I do. You know what I believe? I believe that instead of having a New Year's resolution, I'm just going to be truthful about what I've already promised myself I'm going to do. I'm going to evaluate, was I true to myself last year when I reset those intentions? And if I wasn't, I'm going to go back and I'm going to reset them and I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm not going to hold on to yesterday. I'm just going to move into the next day, the next purpose, the next vision, I'm not going to hold on. You know, just like the Bible says, it says, forgetting what is behind me, I press forward to the goal. So that's what we're going to do. So here's what we want to talk about today. I'm going to be talking about reset because that's what I do every year, because 2023 is going to be a year of harvest and breakthrough. But here's the clincher in that. It will be a year of harvest and breakthrough if you will do what is needed to make that happen. So many times we just throw things out. You know, we come up with something. It's going to be a year of harvest and breakthrough. Well, there's got to be a little action that goes behind that. You've got to do something. Faith without works is dead. And you know, it's so many people, they go into this in the Christian world prophesying. Well, prophecy is not fixed. You have to work. You have to put in if someone prophesies over you that you're going to have a successful year, you can't just sit back and not do anything. You've got to put some action to that prophecy. So you've got to work that. And so I want to reset, no resolutions, just reset your intentions and do what you've already promised yourself that you're going to do and who you're going to become. Because every year we must reset our priorities, reset our focus, reset our hearts, reset everything in our lives to be able to, I literally clean my closets out at the beginning of every year because I just need a clean slate. I have to clean my desk off. I have to clean my office up because I will literally avoid working in my office if things have started piling up on my desk. I have to come in. The first thing I do is clean everything off. And that's what you're doing. You're resetting, cleaning off all the things that are hindering you. Because what we accomplish this year will be based on how we use that reset. So I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging you and everyone else to reset, to grow, to learn, to dig deeper than you've ever done before, and be ready for that harvest and the victory on the other side of your action. So let's not waste this year, right? We have a full year. We have a blank page in the beginning of this book and this chapter. Each month is a chapter that you're going to be writing, and how you write that book will determine the ending at the end of the year. So we're not going to focus on what we lost or what we missed last year, but rather what we found and what we gained. We want to emerge from 2022 because I know for me, there was some disappointments in 22 with my business, with different things. And so I want to emerge from 2022 with strength, not bitterness, not worry, with hope and not dread, with faith and not fear, with trust and not doubt, and with purpose and not complacency. I shared with the ladies right before this Zoom that we did something at the end of the year, and everybody has mixed views on this. So if you want to send any hate mail, just don't, or just send it to, the garbage can. So this was something personal for our family. And, I'm entering into 2023. One of the things, everybody prays about a word or a statement that God gives you to focus on that year. I really felt like God said to me, I want you to live in 2023 with no hesitation. When you are compelled, or when God tells me to do something, just do it. Don't hesitate. Don't doubt it. Don't second guess yourself, because I'm the queen of second guessing. like when I feel like I'm supposed to do something. So I am living my life like that as long as it does not interrupt my relationship with God or my relationship with my family, my husband and my family. No hesitation, just do it. So our daughter came to us, she's adopted. And we've always told her that she was not birthed in, my body, in my womb. She was birthed in my heart. And we have like the most amazing relationship, her and I, and we're best friends. And she came to us and she said, I want to get a tattoo. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not opposed to tattoos, but I've never wanted to do that. I just never wanted to mark my body. So she said she wanted us to draw a heart, each one of us, myself and my husband, in our own handwriting, and that they would scan that and create our handwriting. It's in our handwriting, 2 hearts linked, to put on her wrist. And, I really, sought, like wisdom on that. But it came to me, this was a connection she wanted to show that we are all linked together. So we drew 2 hearts, and she had them linked and put on her wrist. But then, I thought I had a heart put on my wrist right here. And Job 33:4, the Spirit of God has made me, the breath of the Almighty has given me life, and the word breathe. And it's already opened doors for me to minister life to people when people see that. But the reason I had that put on there was that when I was diagnosed with cancer, I struggled to breathe at times. Some of the things that cancer was causing in my body. And God spoke to me one morning in my prayer time, that Job 33:4, and it's what the vlog that I did that called The Breathing Room was based off of. And he said, I'm the one who put the breath of life in you. And until I take it away, you stand on life. You will live and you will not die. And that was so impactful to me that I had that tattoo. And it was just something that no hesitation, I just did it. And I want to live my life with no regrets, having done the things that are impactful, the things that, so I share that with you because I want us to live with no hesitation. And I've made a few changes in my life this year. And one of those changes is that I made up my mind that I was going to wake up in the morning, and before I left the bedroom, I would fix the bed, because it always gets made every day. And sometimes Pat makes it. Most of the times Pat makes it. And so, but it doesn't get made until later in the day. And every time I would walk by the bed, I would hesitate because I'm like, oh, I need to make the bed, but I've got this I need to do. And it would be a constant source of delay in my day to walk by until it got made. Everything kept getting delayed and delayed. So I made a decision that before I left the bedroom in the morning time, I would make that bed. And here's what I noticed happened. It literally changed everything else throughout the day. And here's why. If I knew that I had to change or fix the bed before I left the bedroom, then I was going to get up a little bit earlier because I've got stuff to do. I want to get my prayer time in. I want to get my devotion time in. I want to get up. I want to work out, but I've got to make that bed before I leave the room. So I'm going to get up earlier, which set my day, a dominoes effect all throughout my day, because now I'm up earlier and I can get things done. I've made the bed and now I don't have to worry about that. I can go get my workout. I can get my time with my devotion time, my prayer time. I can get work done. But then also I'm going to go to bed a little bit earlier that night because I know I'm going to get up earlier in the morning. So it literally changed how I approached every single day. It's those little decisions that we make in our life that change everything. So what I want to say to you, if you want this to be the year that changes everything, then it has to be the year that you change yourself. You have to change yourself. And this is how Pat and I started this year out. Psalm 65 says, you crown the year with a bountiful harvest. Even the hard pathways overflow with abundance. So if you want those areas that seemed hard last year, then you need to lean in and do something different. Lean into God, lean into what he has for you, and to see something different this year. Did you know that, okay, this is the year 2023. Pat showed me this. He said, the 23,000th verse in the Bible is Psalm 23:1. And it says, the Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. I am leaning into God like never before, and I will lack nothing this year. But see, if you want those types of things in your life, a bountiful harvest, overflowing with abundance, lacking nothing, then you need to start your day just a little bit different. I'm starting my day this year, every morning, this morning before I got out of bed, gratitude, thankfulness, thanking God for everything that he's done. Psalm 27:8 says, my heart has heard you say, come and talk with me. And my heart responds, Lord, I am coming. See, it's one thing to hear God calling you, but it's another thing to respond, I'm coming. Psalm 5 says, because once I respond, I'm coming, here's what I'm going to do. Every morning, you'll hear me at it again. Every morning, I'll lay the pieces of my life on your altar, Lord, and I will wait for the fire to descend. I'm not just going to respond. I'm going to come and I'm going to lay everything that day at the feet of Jesus. And I'm going to allow him to do something with it. See, I am my biggest critic, and I'm learning that I'm turning that inner critic into my biggest motivator and my biggest cheerleader rather than my biggest enemy. 2023 is going to be a reset. And I'm just going to, you know what, I was going to give you a whole bunch of things, but I don't want to take too much of everybody's time. I will just say them really quickly. I just want to give you a few things on how to get started in this year. Some things that you can do. Start dreaming and strategy and not just theory. Think about how you can create something, not just, if you can. Number 2, stop giving energy. And you've heard me say this before. Stop giving energy to people who drain, exhaust, frustrate, and fundamentally misunderstand you. Stop trying to awaken or inspire people who don't want to dream with you. Move on, reset. Number 3, stop trying to master your habits and start trying to master your mindset. Find healing for your heart and your mind this year, because your heart and your mind are the control panels of your life. Number 4, feed off of your dissatisfaction and your disappointments. Let it fuel you and push you and dare you to create a life that you can love and that you want to be living. Number 5, this is a big one. Write down your goals, but when you write them down, look at them. You may not be dreaming big enough. And then you need to ask yourself, those dreams I just wrote down, are my actions facilitating that dream? Number 6, develop an abundant mindset. Number 7, for the love. Stop doing less than what you promise. Just do it. Just do what you promise. Show up and make yourself proud. Wake up, dress up, show up, and grow up. That's what we need to do this year. Number 8, stop seeing adversity as a setback and start seeing it as an opportunity to overcome and rise above. Number 9, stop trying to live up to the expectations of your old self. You don't owe her anything. Just move forward and start over. Number 10, stop using being busy as a status symbol. It does not make you look successful. It makes you look like someone who doesn't know how to manage their time. Reset. Number 11, this is a big one. If you need to start over, just start over. If you need to throw some things out, just throw them out. Just start over and start fresh. And number 12, don't worry if you aren't where you want to be yet. Life's an adventure. Embrace the journey. I saw this poem, and then I'm going to wrap up. And it's all about stop living halfway in. And I read it somewhere. I don't know who wrote it, so I'm not going to give credit. But I read this. It says, do not love with half love. Do not entertain half friends. Do not live half a life. Do not die a half death. Live in wholeness. If you choose to be silent in your life, then just be silent. But if you choose to speak up, do so with boldness and confidence until you are finished. If you accept something, accept it boldly. If you refuse it, just be clear about it. For an ambiguous refusal is but a weak acceptance. Don't accept half solutions, half truths, half a dream. Don't fantasize about half hopes. Half the way will get you nowhere. Half an idea will bear no results. Half a life is a life you didn't live, a word you did not say, a smile you did not give, a love you did not share, a friendship you did not cultivate. The half is just a moment of inability to follow through. For you are not a half a being. You are a whole being that exists to live a whole life. I want you to know, and I'm finishing with this because I got to watch my son be sworn in as the Texas state rep for District 93 this past week. And I sat and I thought to myself, how did Pat and I raise this amazing young man? Because we were sitting there, my kids got me a couple of Christmas gifts for Christmas and if I'm emotional today, it's because it was a very emotional time. My daughter got me this gift, and you might not be able to see it. It's a necklace that has a lion on it because she said that I fight for what I believe in. That it represented that I fight for our family. I fight for truth. I fight for, justice. And she also bought me a gift. She always buys me a gift where we can create together something. We've created our own lipstick. We've created, different things. This year it was creating our own scent in candle form, like going and creating. But how amazing that my daughter at 20 years old sees me as a fighter for justice and someone she can create with. That was so touching to me. And my son bought me workout clothes because he knows that even at 53 that I want to stay fit for our family. But he also bought me a necklace that was the widow's mite. And he said, because Mom, you have given your all for us. And it so touched me as I was sitting there watching him being sworn in. And knowing that on this day he was sworn in, his very first vote on the floor of the House of Representatives, he was one of 3 out of 150 that were voting against the Speaker of the House on a topic, on an issue. And I knew in that moment he was going to make enemies, his day one. But he said, I am doing this because I made a promise of what I would stand for and what I would stand against. And he made that vote knowing that there were people in there that would instantly become enemies. And here's what happened, because he voted, and it shows up on the screen who voted what. He refused to waver due to his standard that he lives by, and had promised what he would stand for, what he promised he would stand for. Even though it could have put a bullseye and a target on his back that day, he stood true to himself. And I sent him this text right afterwards, immediately afterwards. And it was Winston Churchill said this: the price of greatness is responsibility. But he also said this, Winston Churchill did. He said, you have enemies? Good. It means that you have stood for something at some time in your life. See, you have to make a choice to stand for something this year, to make a stand, to reset, to stand for better, to be the best version of yourself, to be there to bring hope and life to other people. And can I tell you, not everyone is going to celebrate your stand. Not everybody is going to celebrate your stand to become the best version of you, your stand to get out of the negativity, out of the drama triangle, out of the junk that you were raised in, or the mindsets that you're leaving behind. Not everybody's going to celebrate that, but will you stand true to it, even when the opinions come towards you? Because at the end of the day, will you be proud of who you have become, what you have created, and the legacy that you left behind? Have you kept your promises to you? It's time to reset today so that you can live proud of who you became, what you accomplished and the legacy that you left behind. I hope that helped someone today. And God was just placing that on my heart for y'all today. So